All right. If you guys didn't already kill yourselves from the previous segment about Dream getting canceled for literally nothing, a thing that he just didn't do, the evidence is there. He just didn't say the N word. We're going to go into another example of cancel culture running rampant this weekend. And I'm going to say that, okay? I'm going to say it before the right wingers say it. Cancel culture, or the people engaging in it right now against these particular figures, are being unbelievably dishonest, and this is going too far. Unironically, in these instances at least, cancel culture is going too far, and I'll explain why with Lindsay Ellis now. So for those of you guys who somehow don't know, even though she has over 10 times my sub count, I would say she has like 12 times my sub count, at least. She is infinitely more successful than I am. I will be lucky if I even come close to the amount of success that she's experienced. Whew. Lindsay Ellis. For those unaware, Lindsay Ellis is a pretty left-leaning movie and book reviewer. She's an author and a YouTuber who, we can get a good idea of her content if we look at her newest video, Tracing the Roots of Pop Culture Transphobia. Pretty obvious left-leaning. She is very left-leaning. She made a video about Death of the Author, criticizing J.K. Rowling for being a TERF. She is very left-leaning. For those who don't know, her history comes from Channel Awesome, or thatguywiththeglasses.com. If you want to learn more about that, you can watch Quentin Review's video called To Boldly Suck. Highly recommend it. You'll get a good idea of how Lindsay Ellis escaped the toxic work environment of Channel Awesome to become her own very successful, independent, popular content creator. So, how is this content creator? Why is she in trouble? Well, for starters, she's friends with ContraPoints. That's basically what got her onto these people's shit list, okay? If you are a lefty YouTuber and you're friends with ContraPoints, they already hate you. A lot of young lefty people on Twitter despise ContraPoints because she's successful, and it's as simple as that. They really fucking hate her and they want to tear her down. And anyone who doesn't side with them in their crusade against ContraPoints, they label as an enemy. So when it comes to getting canceled on Twitter nowadays, it's not like you don't get canceled for doing a bad thing. That's not how it works. Have you guys noticed that? None of these figures get canceled because they did a bad thing. They get canceled or they get re-canceled for a bad thing or a perceived bad thing or things they did in the past, with the new thing that they did that people perceive as bad being the starter of that, the rekindling of the fire. So yeah. What did ContraPoints ever do to them? Literally nothing other than be a successful trans woman that they hate because, I don't know, right? Like right now, ContraPoints is also getting dogpiled on Twitter because she made a joke back in the day about reptiles running the government, and apparently that's anti-Semitic. So ContraPoints is currently being labeled anti-Semitic, racist, and transphobic on Twitter right now. So every time a creator gets canceled, every single thing they've done in the past or every single thing they think they did wrong in the past gets dug back up to add on to like the list, like the shit list, right? And as the list gets longer and as you get canceled more and more and more, the list gets longer, and the amount of time you get shit talked on Twitter for when it becomes like it's like the in thing to do, the longer that lasts, right? So what spurred Lindsay Ellis's current cancellation? Well, for starters, if we go to her Twitter, you can see she no longer exists. They have successfully bullied Lindsay Ellis off of Twitter, along with ContraPoints. Though she's back now, she was off of Twitter for a long time. ContraPoints was, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lindsay Ellis takes a while to come back if she ever does. Lindsay Ellis comes off as the type of person who very well might just say, okay, bye Twitter, I'm done. I've got better things to do with my life than get yelled at by 14-year-olds with pit crew avatars on Twitter. This is why she got canceled. This is the tweet that got her canceled, by the way. also watched Raya and the Last Dragon, a new Disney movie that just came out. And I think we need to come up with a name for this genre that is basically Avatar The Last Airbender redos. It's like half of all young adult fantasy published in the last few years anyway. She got canceled because she watched a movie by an American animation studio that features a Asian-inspired setting, said it was bad, or didn't even say it was bad, but claimed it was derivative of Avatar The Last Airbender, which is also a Western animated Asian-inspired story, said they're similar, then compared both of them to basically half of all young adult fantasy. Young adult fantasy being like The Hunger Games, for example. That is young adult fantasy. I don't know what I can say right now. I really don't. I don't think there's anything I can say to explain to you the type of people who read this and got mad about it. Actually, here I think I've got an image. I think I've got like an image that kind of represents what I think the type of people that are. Now I want you to imagine this person is typing out a tweet about how Lindsay Ellis is racist on Twitter. This is what I'm imagining right now that these people look like. That's them when they see that their tweet got like 100 likes. I'm sorry. This right here is this guy is all that I imagine when I see when I like imagine the types of people that are making these threads that are getting thousands of likes, by the way, accusing Lindsay Ellis of being racist because of this tweet, okay? Just dripping with sweat, just fucking on the fucking keyboard, typing out their bullshit. Literally hasn't gone outside since before the pandemic, since a year before the pandemic started. Hasn't even seen the color of grass, the taste of strawberries, the feeling of the wind in your hair, because they've been stuck inside on Twitter, stalking ContraPoints and other left-tubers, all right? I want to make it really clear right now. These people are undeniably, and if anyone disagrees with me, I will happily bring them on stream to debate it. The people doing this are undeniably enemies of the left and everything we stand for if they do not stop doing what they're doing. They forced the largest left-leaning content creator, ContraPoints, like the largest breadtuber, off of the internet. She deleted her Twitter previously, fell back into drug use and alcohol addiction, and depression, severely limiting her ability to create content and spread lefty ideas. And now they've done the same thing to Lindsay Ellis. fascists can only dream of bullying lefty content creators off Twitter. The problem is the lefty fan, like not woke scolds, the lily orchard leftists, as I like to call them. These people have a lot more power to get together and get these like left tubers off of Twitter than right wingers do. Because with right wingers, you just block them and move on. And I think we need to talk about this actually. The fact that nobody other than me and Vosh, like when it comes to large-ish Breadtube creators, has come out and stepped forward to defend Lindsay Ellis, and ContraPoints for that matter, is despicable to me. I think that I actually have very little respect at this point for anybody when ContraPoints got booted off Twitter, when she left Twitter, and now that Lindsay Ellis has done it, anybody who isn't out here like debunking this misinformation and putting forward their support for Lindsay Ellis and like helping one another is like, I have no respect for them, if I'm being honest. What is this? Lindsay made a public Patreon post earlier today. What did she say? I'm posting this here because I feel like I owe everyone an explanation. It's you guys in regard to Twitter thing. Needless to say, there's a lot of protection and assumption. Why I did what I said. Delete it. But at the end of the day, I took this whole day, got close to sign. They really need to rethink my career, as such it were, because clearly this is not working. Twitter and social media in general have become such an incredible source of toxicity for culture in general, and for me in particular, it was making me so unhappy, which is part of why I'd been getting increasingly snippy, and defensive in ways that were unnecessary and unprofessional. The people who are saying that this is the result of carelessness are right. I was careless. No, you weren't, Lindsay. Literally, don't stop. Lindsay, stop. Also, you need to stop fucking giving in. Stop. I know Vosh already said this. I know Vosh already covered this. I watched his video on it. I want to say some stuff that he didn't say, but this is really important. Stop giving in to these people. Stop giving in to these people, okay? This is what you do with these woke skull types, okay? You quote tweet them. You get them mass reported off of Twitter. 99% of these people are breaking TOS. Usually they tend to, like, it's very easy to goad them into saying, like, kill yourself. Like, the other day, there was a woke scold shit-talking Lindsay Ellis, and I said, touch grass, and she responded, touch a live wire. So I quote-tweeted her and reported her, and then today I got a notification that she got banned from Twitter. Like, get them banned off of Twitter. Get them banned. These people are horrible. Get them banned off of Twitter. Sorry, what I said. Sorry, did I say woke scold? Sorry. Lily Orchard leftists. Like, don't give in to these people. You can't do it. They'll never be satisfied. Stop doing this. Lindsay, stop. As for the question of why now, it wasn't that this controversy was the worst ever. It honestly was the last straw. And not just for Twitter. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, how I should engage with content, or if I should continue making it at all. So I'm going to take some time away from the internet, try to detox from it. Then we'll see the state of things will be going forward. As for an actual statement, I'm not making one now. I'm going to take some time to consider how to respond because I think it will take some time to figure out what I want to say and how to say it. For the people who sent messages of support, I appreciate it, and I do apologize for any hurt or stress that this may have caused. I don't feel awesome about it. Lindsay Ellis, you are the victim here. You did absolutely nothing wrong other than, in my opinion, acquiesce to these people and delete your Twitter. But if you had to do it in order to take care of your mental well-being, I understand, and I do not blame you. You did nothing wrong whatsoever. There's nothing about this tweet. There's nothing racist about this tweet. There's nothing harmful about this tweet. Nobody was hurt by this tweet. Anyone who was hurt by this tweet needs to wipe the sweat off of their fucking face and go outside and touch some grass. Eat some fruit before they get scurvy. I don't fucking know. I actually think in the future, we're railing against terminally online leftists way more. Okay? These terminally online, neat leftists, Neat spelled N-E-E-T, that are just like fucking in their mom's basement trying to bully large leftist figures off of Twitter and off of their platform. We're probably not getting another Lindsay Ellis video for a while, by the way, guys. You guys know that, right? Lindsay Ellis is probably, like, there's a good chance Lindsay Ellis might just stop making content. At the very least, she's going to be gone for a while. Anybody here who thinks, hold on, I want you to hypers if you think I'm overstating or overreacting with towards the severity of how bad these people are. I really want to know. Does anyone here think that I'm overstating their harm? I need to know. Anybody. Hypers if you think that I'm overreacting. JDog95. These people have gotten ContraPoints booted off of Twitter. Now they've gotten Lindsay Ellis booted off Twitter. These are the two largest left-leaning independent YouTubers there are. These are the top two. They sent ContraPoints back into drug addiction and alcoholism and depression. And they sent Lindsay Ellis off of Twitter. And we don't know anything else about her private life. I'm not going to delve into it, but I can imagine she's probably going through a lot mentally right now, because I've been there. I know what it's like to get dogpiled by these fucking people. They're huge crybabies. They're horrifically abusive with their behavior. Do you think the Lily Orchard leftists? Oh, lols for sure. Actually, it's really good. Lily Orchard leftists, lols. Because they aren't worth more than a lol, laughing at them. I actually like that a lot. Are worth jumping on this. I can just imagine Lily Orchard jumping on this in a nanosecond. Of course. I'm expecting the Lily Orchard video, okay? I'm expecting the Lily Orchard video to come out on Lindsay Ellis anytime soon. Like very soon, I'm expecting it, okay? I just... Guys, no content creator under the sun is capable of, no matter how thick their skin is capable of handling the amount of bullshit that you'll get from hundreds, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of people. Oh! I got linked to Lily Orchard tweet. Yep, abuser Lily Orchard, back at it again. That's what I like to see. It's funny how whenever a shitty YouTuber gets heckled for being an idiot, some people immediately go, you're just jealous of them. Like, what is there to be jealous of? I don't know, Lily Orchard. Maybe because she has, like, 10 times your sub count? How many subs does Lily Orchard have? Lindsay Ellis has over 1 million subs. Lily Orchard has 119K. Yeah, Lily Orchard, you have 10 times your current sub count to be jealous of, Lily Orchard. Yep, no, this is exactly what I expected. Do you think maybe it's telling when I know these types of people and their tendencies and the patterns they follow so well that even without knowing that Lily Orchard knew or had talked about this, I was able to perfectly predict exactly what her response would be? Did I not perfectly predict this? Do you think maybe there's a pattern here, and I might be right about these people, if I'm able to perfectly predict what these people's reaction is going to be? Just maybe. Fuck. Come on. I'm just trying to unlock my jaw because my TMJ have an ass. Also, hot take, because TMJ, I would argue, is a disability. It feels like a disability. Anyone who makes fun of me for having TMJ is ableist, unironically. That's ableism. I'm actually not kidding. Like, especially with my job, having TMJ and my jaw locking up from it is unironically like a pretty debilitating disability. Like, unironically. Because I have to talk for a living, and my jaw getting locked up fucking sucks. It wasn't a tooth, it was the tip, like the mouthpiece of this thing. Anyway, any left tubers out there that are not currently speaking out in defense of ContraPoints and Lily Orchard, strongly telling anybody who is trying this kind of shit and harassing them to fuck off, leave the community, and never come back, I have very little respect for. So little fucking respect for them. Who's taught? Hold on, let's see. H Bomber guy, have you talked about it? Have you used your massive Twitter account to defend Lily Orchard? No, it doesn't look like you have. Huh, or Lily Orchard. Lindsay Ellis? Huh. About Abigail Thorne. She's been tweeting. Nope. Nothing. I know I keep saying Lily Orchard. It's because we were talking about Lily Orchard a second ago. What about Sean? I think Sean has said something. For all of Twitter Sean's, problems, I think he has actually spoken out in favor of Lily Orchard. Has he? Has he? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He hasn't. Guys, maybe, listen, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not like a big Breadtuber, so maybe I'm just completely misled on the nature of the relationship between these figures, but I feel like, judging by how often they cross over and everything, I feel like, ContraPoints? Yeah, I mean, ContraPoints barely uses Twitter, so she might not even know about it. Oh, you know what? Unironically, this is why Vosh and ContraPoints are the figures I respect the most on Leftube. This is why I respect ContraPoints and Vosh the most, because they aren't afraid to stand up for, even if it's not like their friends, like their mutual, whatever, right? Their peers in the left-wing content creation sphere. Bullying works, kids. One bitch down, one to go. I assume the other bitch they're referring to is supposed to be ContraPoints. So, are you telling me these people are the types that we need to just ignore? Jenny, you're next. Your days are fucking numbered. I have no idea who Jenny is. And they're putting a link of Harley Quinn loading a gun from a shitty DC movie. Accountability in action, folks. Can we notice what's in front of our eyes and name it without guilt? Freeform resentment and vindictive rage. Fixing on a target to bully, not to make the world more just, but to regain a lost sense of power by treading someone down. God, ContraPoints, you are so fucking based! Oh my god. She's so fucking based! She just doesn't miss! Oh my god. This is all you need to see. This is all you need to see. Perfect summary of all of this, dude. Perfect summary. Listen, when people say we need accountability for content creators, what does that mean? How do you hold, as like a fan, or as like your average viewer, how do you hold a large content creator accountable? Tell me. Any suggestions in chat? You can't. You can't. There's no such thing as holding a content creator accountable as a fan. When they say holding accountable, they mean mobbing up and bullying them until they leave the internet. And no matter what they do, what they say, what they try to do to ameliorate whatever disagreement there is, no matter how inconsequential and how stupid that disagreement is, never forget what they did, never forgive, and always continue to bring it up and continue to act and lie as this is still a thing. You realize that even though I haven't said the R slur in 6 months, maybe more, on stream or really in private, that I still see Lily Orchard leftists on Twitter saying that I'm extremely ableist and I say slurs all the time because they like heard through the game of telephone that I say the R slur, and they don't ever bother to look at my content or know anything about me. They just spread the misinformation, and it continues to fester and it continues to evolve and morph as it goes through the game of telephone. I honestly think that every lefty YouTuber should make a statement saying anyone who's partaken in the harassment of ContraPoints, Lindsay Ellis, or anything like that is not welcome in their community, and to either grow up or leave. Because these are not people I want to have on the left. They're ineffectual. Them not being included in the leftist movement or leftist spaces will not change anything. They don't do anything for leftism. They harm it. It's like, think about it like this, right? If you have like a boxer who has a bunch of leeches on them, like actual leeches, right? I think it's safe to say that peeling those leeches off is probably okay because they're sucking the blood out of the boxer. The boxer is the left and the boxing opponent is the right. All right? And the right doesn't have any leeches on it. The right doesn't do, maybe a couple, you know, the right that sometimes does this, like further down the rabbit hole, but like, holy shit. Maybe my analogy doesn't hold up as well, but I am losing my fucking mind. I'm actually losing my mind. This makes me so mad. This makes me so mad. I wanted to see if I could find any live examples of these woke scoldy people on Twitter talking about me. So I searched my name, and we have from 31 minutes ago up until 2 minutes ago, we've got these people here. I think Xanderhall, the 20-year-old grown man calling himself a kid because people on Twitter obsess over him, should be the legal definition of Breadtube. Oop. And now he's saying to mass report anyone who is involved in the Ellis thing. I'm going nuts. It's pretty easy to goad them into saying kill yourself. What is going on here on this day? Wait, what the fuck is going on? I try to know as little about Xanderhall as possible. He's streaming something about the Dream and Lindsay Ellis situation. Essentially, it boils down to some white dude going, no, Ellis, nothing you said was racist. You're the victim here. These people are subhuman. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck you. You're 21 years old. You should know better than this. Go outside. Go outside. Touch grass. Jesus Christ. I mean, like, yeah, you should probably report these people, unironically, because they're contributing to harassment. If somebody gets harassed so much by these people that they end up going on to delete their Twitter account, then yeah, no, you're engaging in harassment. Jesus Christ. Guys, I want to talk directly to these people on Twitter right now. Message me in chat. I will debate you right now. I will debate you right now on whether or not what you're doing right now does anything to help the left. Or even if you think you can defend the idea that this helps the left in any way or doesn't hurt it. I will debate you even if you plan to argue the neutral position. I want to see you try to defend, to my face, with your voice, not just on Twitter posts where you jerk off with all your friends, just a big old circle jerk on Twitter, you know, where you can get your pats on your backs and your little soy faces saying, so true, so brave, with the little soy faces there on your little Twitter circle jerks, okay? I want to hear you come on and explain why harassing a trans woman online in ContraPoints, harassing her to the point of her falling into depression and drug addiction and alcoholism is okay, and like a very nice progressive thing to do, and why harassing a woman off of Twitter, well, cis woman, so I guess they don't care about that. Like the less oppressed you are with these people, the less you matter as a human being. With Lindsay, who's a cis woman, I believe LGBT is Lindsay LGBT. I have a hard time believing she's not because she's a lefty content creator. Yeah, like I would just love to see them defend it. Yeah. For people watching this, Xander Hall is pretty nice to the people he debates, though he will disagree with you. He won't just scream at you. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be an asshole if someone comes on to debate. I'll be thankful if they decide to get off Twitter and actually come on debate, because that means they've actually got the bravery. They'll gain like a bit of respect from me just for the fact that they're willing to come on debate. Yeah. All right. This makes me mad. This really does. The left has like a legitimate rot in these people. And I don't really know how we get rid of it. It's mostly, I just think, completely socially ostracizing these people to the point where they become their own little insulated communities that have no effect on the overall optics of the left. There's no association between any large or significant... Oh yeah, by the way, any leftist content creators that cultivate these people should also be completely ostracized. Anyone who allows this kind of shit in their community should absolutely be ostracized, right? Like your EOTs, your Corvidays, your Lily Orchards, and so on. Those people should be completely ostracized, 100%, right? Yeah. This does nothing but hurt the left, both the Dream situation and the Lindsay Ellis situation. And we really need to fucking stop. We need to stop these people. We need to stop these fucking people. Can't wait for another day of productive lefty discourse. Time to harass more leftists out of the public eye over inoffensive milquetoast takes. True, Ems, true. All right, my throat is dry and sore from yelling. There's only so much that I can take. And I got to play GTA RP later, which is going to require me to do a very difficult voice to do. My voice that I do whenever I play GTA 5 RP sounds a little bit something like this, and it kind of hurts my throat a little bit, and it already hurts, so you know how it is. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, thank you. Please like the video. That definitely helps. Subscribe and ring the bell icon if you're new and you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and join the fan Discord. The link's in the description. You can also buy merch in the link in the description. You can also support me financially by donating or subbing on my website, xanderhall.com/live. You can support me on YouTube by either super chatting or hitting the join button to become a channel member. And yeah, all those things are very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. And God help the left, because I don't want to be the most fucking... I don't want to end up at the bottom of a mass grave when fascism takes over, okay? Though I'm pretty sure these people would probably prefer fascism taking over than ContraPoints being able to go a day of her life not being harassed by them. I unironically believe that they would allow the fascists to take over if it meant that when all the trans people get like rallied up to be murdered by the fascist like takeover, as long as they get to see ContraPoints be the first one, they would go for it. I actually believe that. The people doing this kind of shit would completely allow the fascists to take over if it meant that ContraPoints is the first one to get killed and they could watch it happen. That's how sick these people are. I genuinely feel this way. Like, they're so vindictive. It's not like a left-specific thing either. It's just an internet thing. Just because you're on the left doesn't mean you're a good person. The internet can be extremely vindictive and can, like, just strive to try to tear people down. These people just need an outlet to take out their vindictive rage and their desire to destroy other people. That's all they want. It's really sick. And I don't think the left can survive with these people being in any way associated with any of our communities. And yeah, that's it.